What's going on, guys? It is Sneed from Sneed Mobile Tech, and a lot has been happening as it pertains to the Sprint T-Mobile merger, and I want to take this opportunity to make this video and produce it so that we can kind of synthesize everything that's going to happen moving forward and all the different scenarios and the pieces of information that are floating around. Let's just kind of condense everything and put it all into perspective. So I'm going to start this video by sharing with you guys a video that I found online from Letitia James, New York State Attorney General, who is spearheading the blocking and the suing of the Sprint T-Mobile merger.
Because when it comes to corporate power, bigger isn't always better. The T-Mobile and Sprint merger would not only cause irreparable harm to mobile subscribers nationwide by cutting access to affordable, reliable wireless service for millions of Americans, but would particularly affect lower income and minority communities here in New York and urban areas across the country. The deal is bad for consumers, it's bad for innovation, it's bad for workers.
So that's the video that I wanted to share with you guys. And what I want to do with the rest of this opportunity is to just talk about everything that she said, as well as all the actual factuals involved with the merger. So Letitia James, along with 9 other attorney generals from other states, are banding together to build this antitrust questioning and suing and blocking of the merger. According to her quote, she says there's going to be irreparable harm to pricing, low-income customers, and communities of color. Consumers are going to be harmed, jobs will be killed. Mega mergers always are an issue, and they always will hurt customers. And she also mentioned in another quote I found in an article, consumer costs would increase by $4.5 billion according to her research. So this is, according to her, an antitrust issue along with the other 9 states and the District of Columbia. So they are suing to block the merger. So if you believe her, fine. I mean, I just, that's a whole nother thing I'm going to get to in a minute. It appears that the DOJ antitrust chief, Makan Delrahim, was completely blindsided by this. And, she has legal representation asking a federal judge in the Manhattan Southern District of New York to approve a temporary restraining order to block and pause the merger as it stands. So the judge's name is Marrero. They are being assigned to this. It's expected that he's going to go ahead and approve the temporary restraining order. He is a Democratic appointee from the Clinton administration, so been there a long time and of the same political influence as she is. So this pauses the merger as it stands for at least 6 months, if not longer, as it goes through its litigations. So the DOJ, unfortunately at this time, can't do anything about this particular stoppage. They say that for at least 6 months, you could see that this is going to be a problem. They can't bypass or discontinue the temporary restraining order as it stands. States have a right to do this, and it's built into the law and it's built into the process. So these individuals have officially filed for the lawsuit as of Tuesday, June 11th, and I think they have. They've been planning this for at least a year. They said that they've been analyzing the merger to see if it's appropriate, and they believe that this is an antitrust issue, and they have their belief a very strong case for antitrust. Now, due to this, there's a lot of speculation that the merger may never close. That would be kind of like the worst case scenario in this situation. It's likely that there's more Democratic reinforcements and there's more support looking to be gained by this particular group. You might kind of see like a snowball effect where now that 10 states have banded together, there may be more coming. So we'll have to keep our eyes and our ears open for that. In terms of FCC support and DOJ support, it appears that the FCC is on board with the merger, and then the DOJ's Makan Delrahim is working on concessions that could get the deal done with T-Mobile, and Democrats have been working to, try to convince the DOJ to block it. And I would say that with this particular scenario, expect a very high-profile case here. This is going to a higher-up court system. I would expect an appeal, something from T-Mobile. I think about it like, why did the state's attorneys general do this, and why are they doing it now? It's very apparent. They're striking because this is probably a situation where those concessions were possibly going to be enough to get the deal done with Makin Del Rahim. And it appears that because there wasn't a decision made quickly, it looks like they were just kind of going to go ahead and move on it, and that was the situation there. So they appeared frustrated by the snail's pace of Del Rahim trying to make a deal, and he wasn't making a decision immediately. So that's what's going on from the lawsuit side. Now, the second part of this video I want to talk about is the T-Mobile side. What is T-Mobile going to do in response to this? T-Mobile is going to fight this. T-Mobile is going to develop a legal strategy, get legal representation to continue to work with the DOJ and try to get this deal done. So the first part is they're going to continue to work with the DOJ, try to develop the concessions that'll get this deal done, and try to address the antitrust concerns that people, including the DOJ, have. If this is the case, the decision from the DOJ could be coming soon, and we're hearing maybe even next week. So it may actually beat out this particular lawsuit, but from what I understand, the lawsuit will hold up. So kind of an issue there. You've got Boost, which is going to be divested. You've got Spectrum that's going to be divested. And all of this appears to not be enough, not even to create a new fourth national carrier. These attorney generals are still opposing. T-Mobile has promised price locks for prepaid MVNOs as well as Boost Mobile. It appears to not be enough. These attorney generals are hell-bent on blocking this deal. And if the federal court proceedings do not beat the decision from the DOJ, and the concessions and the agreements could beat the law to the punch, I'm concerned about what's going to happen with the legal proceedings. But the DOJ does have ultimate say in this. I just want to see how this kind of plays out. So the Democrats wanted to be proactive in all of this. They wanted a pro-consumer lawsuit to happen very swiftly, which I feel is why they kind of sprung it very quickly. And, this is why the DOJ had no idea that this was going to happen. But it looks like they want to strike to kind of get at the Trump administration and prevent them from getting a victory in their eyes. So many sources are saying that the states are facing a daunting task to stop and block the merger. And we also have some sources that are saying that the antitrust case from these attorney generals is actually legitimate. So we've got conflicting reports. And if T-Mobile walks away from this, which is also a possibility in this, they will pay no fees and no penalties for this attempted merger. Conditions have completely changed in all of this, and the circumstances are very different now. So it really is a lot to take into account. It appears that T-Mobile is going to be fighting this. They're not backing off. It appears that the Democrats are not backing off. And it appears that the DOJ and T-Mobile are still working together to try to get a deal. So it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that could happen. I'd like to hear the pulse of the people. If you guys want to give me your thoughts and opinions on any of these topics, maybe you want to, let me know what you guys think about Letitia James and her motives. I know for a fact, personally, after doing some research on Letitia James, the New York State Attorney General, she has an axe to grind with Trump. She's spearheading an investigation on all of his business practices in New York. So take it as you will. It does appear like it's an axe to grind, and it does appear to be very, very political, and it does appear to be personal. And of course, her saying that this is in the best interest of the people, that's definitely arguable, and that's definitely questionable. It depends who you ask, and it depends on the perspective. So, in my opinion, this is messy. A lot is going to happen. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you're notified so whenever new updates do come out, you're the first to know about it, and you get that video sent straight to your device, and you guys can get a hold of it. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for watching. I want to give a big shout out to the Discord server, big shout out to the patrons over on the Patreon side. And if you'd like to continue supporting Sneed Mobile Tech with a monetary donation, maybe a small or an occasional donation, there's a PayPal link in the description box below if you'd like to support production here on the channel. So thank you again. Please like and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.